Unfortunately for the WA, but maybe not for Australia, Canva left within a year. Wasn't supported, was not invested here.
Could you also give your views on the state ecosystem of the startups in WA? And then if you can draw a comparison between Western Australian startup ecosystem versus Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria.
Sure. So the startup ecosystem includes not just startups, and I suppose I should define what a startup is, but it includes advisors, board members, investors, corporates who become clients, government, universities. It's a whole ecosystem, not just the startups. And people ask me, why do you keep banging on about startups? What separates a startup from a normal SME, small and medium enterprise, is scalability. They can scale very fast. That makes them very interesting. If you think about our business, we had real estate agents as clients. Now, it took us about a year and a half to get cash flow positive, right? So typical for a small business, maybe. Takes a while, right? To build up a business and get enough cash coming in to pay all the bills, cash flow positive. That was about 75 real estate agents, offices, right? 75. Every one we put on from then on was pure profit. They paid us a monthly or quarterly bill, and we hosted their website, did other things for them, right? And money kept coming in. But our cost didn't rise. So that's what I mean by scalability. Our website, AussieHome.com, was lines of code, infinitely scalable, right? Every new client that came on, we gave them a username and password, they loaded the properties on, and we sent them an invoice. Makes it sound easy, but we had to change their behavior. We had to get 75 offices on. That took about a year and a half. Once we got to there, every new one on is pure profit, pretty much. It's a negligible cost of having increasing customers. So that's why I'm interested in startups. What is the startup community like in West Australia? It's small but emerging fast, I would say. So we have about, as far as we can tell, 2,500 startups in Perth, right? And we have quite a few in the regions as well, where 20% of West Australians live. So there are startups there too. 2,500 startups, collectively worth about $12 billion if you add them all up. But a dozen of those account for most of that valuation. A dozen of them, Health Engine and others, are worth over 10 million or even in some cases 100 million, right? We had one just last week, a scale-up exit for 60 million. Complete Home Filtration was bought by an American company. That's only 8 years old. She's been scaling up using point-of-entry home filtration units. So a physical unit, you plug into your water mains, and now you've got filtered water, right? This was like a whole created new industry that Suzanne Dodds and Complete Home Filtration created. She came out of the MBA at UWA. That's where I met her. She started up in about 2018. 8 years on, she exits for 50, 60 million. Fantastic, reportedly. And she's done incredibly well with her husband, Tim, to build up that business all around Australia, right? Really exciting. Or take Canva, the obvious WA, right? 2012 started up. I remember meeting Mel and Cliff back in 2009, 10. They were doing Fusion books, online school yearbooks, the precursor to what became Canva. 2011, I met her. She was trying to raise money and get for this new idea, which didn't even have the name Canva. 2012, she starts up. It's now worth 60 billion. Like, you could not do that in previous generations.
You're right.
Our parents, their parents, could not create a $60 billion business in eight or 10 years and have an exit like Suzanne's done. So that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it interesting. Unfortunately for the WA, but maybe not for Australia, Canva left within a year. Wasn't supported, was not invested here. Got investment from Sydney Angels and other investors, and it moved. At least it stayed in Australia, but it moved to Sydney and off it went. So we can't really claim it as a WA startup, but it did found here. So 2,500 startups, worth about 12 billion. If I compare that to New South Wales, their valuation of their ecosystem is 350 billion, so 30 times.
Wow.
And they're not 30 times our population,
No.
but their valuation is 30 times, right? To put that in perspective, the mining industry in WA is worth about 350 billion. Again, 30 times the startup. So startups is where ideas, researchers innovate, generate companies that may survive. They may not. Most of them won't. 70, 80% of them won't scale. Some of them might become perfectly respectable, what I'd call mom and pop businesses.
Yeah.
Turn over $1 million or so, have some staff. Fine, nothing wrong with that. They don't all have to shoot and become a unicorn, right? But those that do can change the world and really solve lots of problems. And that's what makes them exciting. And help us diversify the economy.
Yes.
Where we're over-reliant on mining and also property and construction and quite a bit of government. And if you add up those 3 sectors plus a bit of ag, 9 billion in ag, that's 75% of the West Australian economy. We are overly reliant on too few
sectors,
industries. And they go down, and mining has downturns. I've lived through 2 or 3 of them in my time. The rest of the economy really suffers. Now, we're in a bit of an upturn now, but who knows how long that'll last. What are we doing to diversify the economy with technology?
Yeah.
Health, education, space, defence. These are other areas WA could be really good at.